What's up, guys? JP back at you once again, bringing you guys another review. This is review number 24 in my 11th annual 31 Days of Horror. And the film that I'm reviewing today is another rewatch. It is Highway to Hell from the year 1991, the year of my birth. So Highway to Hell is a film that I did see for prep for the top 10 of 1991. I can't remember if this film either made my list or it was like right on the outside. I can't really remember, but watching it again, I think that it would probably make my list if it didn't already. So this film is called Highway to Hell, and it follows a couple, Charlie and Rachel, who are basically traveling to Las Vegas to elope. They're madly in love. They want to marry each other. They want to just go do it, and they end up taking a turn onto a weird road. There's a gas station. This gas station attendant basically tells them like, "Hey, if you get tired and need to pull over or whatever, there's 2 Joshua trees. Do it after the second one," which is kind of like what But anyway, the characters end up. I think one of them falls asleep. I can't really remember, but essentially, if you sort of do certain things in between these 2 trees, you basically get transported to hell. And there is a hell cop who pulls them over and basically pulls Rachel out of the car, kidnapping her. Charlie goes back to the gas station. The gas station attendant basically gives him a whole rundown of like, hey, your girlfriend's in hell, you're going to have to go get her type thing. Hooks him up with some weapons and a vehicle. He goes and travels back to the Joshua trees and ends up getting transported into or down into hell, which looks a lot like the desert. This is where the movie gets really fun because the entire movie pretty much takes place in this hell, but it's not like the hell that Hellraiser is, or even the like Christian hell of like fire and brimstone and like the giant devils in the sky with horns and demons everywhere and stuff. This is like more interesting. So yeah, it's just there's a lot of empty space, and then there's just like key locations, right? Like they go to this diner, and there's this dude's like outside cooking like all this meat and stuff on the sidewalk because the sidewalk's so hot it could fry eggs and meat and stuff like that. There's these crazy satanic bikers that show up and give Charlie a hard time and sort of have this like beef with the Hell Cop a little bit. C.J. Graham plays the Hell Cop. He's the guy on the cover here. C.J. Graham, of course, from Friday the 13th Part 6 as Jason Voorhees. I like him as Jason in that film quite a bit. You have this crazy like ice cream man like dude that gets his head blown off. It's just a fun movie. The only thing I'll say is probably the third act does like drag a little tiny bit for me. I think like everything that was happening in the first 2 acts was a lot more fun, and then it sort of goes a little standard by the end. But it's a cool movie, and it feels like everything is a character in this movie, from like the Hell Cop, his like weapon, his vehicle, the car that Charlie's driving. There's these handcuffs that are really cool. These handcuffs are hands that are like animated, and then there's a chain in between the wrists, and you put the handcuffed on Charlie and then the other on like the pole or something like that. It's just neat, right? It actually feels like something out of the mind of like Don Coscarelli. Because I always said that Don Coscarelli creates characters out of things that aren't characters, like the quad barrel shotgun and the Hemikuda and the spheres and stuff like that, and the Jawas. He's very good at creating like characters out of everything. They have strong characteristics. But yeah, this film, it's a lot of fun, man. It's one of those movies that are perfect to just like throw on when you're starting to get that vibe for the fall season. It's still very hot outside. You know, you got the heat of the desert and stuff like that, but you want to start watching a lot of horror. I think I'm just talking out of my ass, but that's what I did. So, yeah, Highway to Hell, very fun movie. 7.5 out of 10 on that one. And with that said, we'll see you guys tomorrow with another review. Peace.